All right, so one final sermon in the Easter egg series. We've been going all the way through the book of Exodus, looking not for morality, friends, not for religion, not for do's and don'ts, rules and regulations, but we've been looking for Christ. We've been looking for fingers pointing in his direction many years before he came to earth. And that the truth is, Easter eggs, not necessarily meaning the holiday Easter, but when you use that term Easter eggs, just clues that God leaves along this journey to help us understand the person of Jesus. So your first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, are all called the books of Moses, the Pentateuch. And we're actually going to be in the book of Numbers today, but before we get there, I want to show you the hike that I was on last week. Not because I wanted to be, it was Mother's Day. Jen got to pick what we did on Mother's Day. Now, I love a good hike, but bringing your 4 children on a hike is an adventure. And we had been told that this was sort of a family hike. And we found out later that it is a family hike, but it was maybe a little harder than we advertised to our children. And so that's quite an adventure when you start out on a hike. You really don't know how long it's going to be. You don't know when it's going to be over. And I will tell you, the member of our family that was probably most happy about this hike, other than Mother on Mother's Day, was our dog Asher. Now, he got to come. That is actually, I don't have a good enough picture of Asher to show you, but he looks a lot like this Newfoundland. That's not a picture of him, but I realized we need to take more pictures of Asher. But Asher loved the hike. Now, Asher loved the hike, and because he can't speak English, maybe he didn't, maybe he did, but he seemed to be enjoying the hike. But children do speak English. And when they don't know how much longer, this isn't a literal picture of one of my kids, and I don't want to throw any of them under the bus, but there may have been one of them that felt like that. Somewhere along the way, they hit walls, and they say, "Dad, I'm done. I'm not hiking anymore. How far is it back? How far is it out?" And the truth was, I have no idea. We just got to keep going. I promise this is going to be good. But again, no names mentioned, but one of them may or may not have felt like that somewhere along the journey. Question I have for you, because we're going to look at an episode where the Israelites are hiking in just a moment. Has your journey, like one of my kids on the hike last week, that was a metaphor for how life can feel, have you ever found yourself on a real-life hike and just felt tired? And also maybe just felt like, I don't know if I can make it. I'm not sure where this trail is going to end. Maybe it was a medical thing. Maybe it was a job thing. Maybe it was a family thing. I don't know what it is, but life can make you feel like you're not really sure where the direction is heading. And the Israelites sort of feel that way in the text that we're going to read here in just a moment. And I want to ask you a more specific question. Have you ever failed the test to trust God when you're in that space? I have. A lot, actually. And lost my confidence that God is driving things. And even crossed the line of trusting him into criticism or unbelief or frustration or bitterness or resentment. That's where you're going to see the Israelites' heart go. And I just want to raise my hand and say, I could profoundly, sadly relate to where the Israelites' heart went in the midst of a really long hike. It's going to feel, hopefully, understandable to you what they do, but we're going to see something in the heart